Welcome, Hamish. Welcome to the channel. How have you
Hi.
been?
Good. I'm
Good,
good.
good. Welcome, welcome. And how have you been? How's everything?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, I've just been a bit sick, so it's like just kind of getting back into the motion of things.
Oh wow, that's good. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad you're feeling better. Thank you for the follow. Hey, Book, welcome in. Okay, so I've been meaning to get you on here for a while. I've been wanting to get you on shortly after Rob, but then a bunch of other stuff happening, and then so that started happening. I'm glad I got you on now. So I've been wanting to know a whole bunch of stuff. I've kind of followed you a little bit before VLDL,
Okay.
because of oddly enough, when I look at movies, I kind of find out who the actors are of obscure things. So
Yeah.
after Thor, I kind of was like, "Who's the robot?" so so I
Yeah,
was
a lot of
like,
my friends were like, "Hey, why is your name in the credits?"
it was like I was like, I wonder if it's like animatronic or and I was like, it's an actual actor. Okay, let's find out what's going on here. So
Yeah.
when you popped up in VLDL, I was like, I know who that is. I know what he's done.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But you're an
So
award-winning
funny.
comedian as well as an actor, as well as we all know. Was your plan always to be an actor when when you were growing up? Was that the thing to do? No,
No.
he's like no.
uh, no, it's just something I've always kind of done, I guess.
Okay.
Uh, so like, me with my older sister was like, always writing these like little plays that she'd want to like perform for my parents, and then she would freak out and get stage fright, and then I'd
Oh.
have to play all the characters. Uh, and so from there, I just kept doing it.
That's awesome. So pretty much your sister's like, okay, I can't do it, but you're gonna do it because I said so.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
she was my older sister, so it's like, you're gonna do it. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
That's awesome. That's so funny. So were you heavily into television as a child? Was
Mm.
that part of the influence for you becoming an actor?
I guess so, yeah. Because I guess it's like I was kind of more into like filmmaking and like cartoons and drawing and like writing. Was kind of like my main kind of passions. Um, and like definitely I was a TV addicted child.
Gotcha.
I watched pretty much everything.
Oh, really? Did your parents
Yeah.
stop you, or were they fighting to keep you out of it, or they?
No, they're pretty open to like what I could watch. Like Mum's favorite movie was the Cook, the Thief, the Wife, and her lover. If you know that,
No, I do not.
so, it's
Okay.
pretty full on. But like I was watching like, so it's like quite an artsy but very like gory kind of
Really?
film. Uh, so I was watching that at like 7 years old.
Let me ask: do you prefer stand up comedy, or do you prefer acting?
um, I'm not sure.
Really?
uh, Yeah, I mean, I like, because I guess it's like my stand-up is more skit-based, I guess.
Okay.
There's more clown skit-based. The stand-up is kind of like an in-between to get to like the more theatrical parts of the shows, I
Okay.
guess.
Okay.
And so I quite enjoy that just because I enjoy the creation of it, and I also enjoy the connections I can have with the audience.
Okay.
Acting on like a film set can be quite boring.
Really? Really? Why?
Yeah,
I would think it'd be the opposite. Like, I think acting. Do you think acting would be more exciting? I don't know. I'm not an actor, so I wouldn't know. But
I think it's like for me, filmmaking's exciting.
okay.
So it's like, because I guess it's like my experience on like Thor, for instance, it's like I was more interested in just seeing how the machine worked.
Gotcha.
And just being able to like sit there and just like see how everything was happening and like all the technology that was going on and like the roles and stuff. But as an actor, you're just kind of paid to wait around. And it's for a busy-minded person, and it can be a bit boring.
I get it. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess. So, if you had to give something up, like whether it's
Mm.
stand-up comedy or acting, which would you give up?
Probably acting.
Really?
I mean, because again, also like the stand-up thing, it's like I can kind of go in and out of it quite easily. 'Cause I
Okay.
haven't done, I've only done like 3 solo shows. I usually like make shows with other people. Um, so it's like, yeah, I think it's like if I'm a person who needs to create,
Right.
and
So
so it's like all of my training is in so film and script writing. So it's
right.
like the creative muscle is the fire, I guess.
Gotcha, gotcha. Whereas apparently acting is just waiting for someone else to tell you what to do.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's like
This,
just trying to be a good player.
oh, that sounds really boring. I'm glad I'm not okay. In 2015, you took home the Billy T. Towel Award for your portrayal in Fly or Die. What was that
Mm.
like?
Um, Crazy.
Why
I was
crazy?
very, it was very strange. The Billy T Award, because I'm guessing not a lot of people outside of New Zealand comedy would know how it works, but at the time that I was in it, it's for like up and comer, so it's like an up and coming comedian kind of award, like you. So it's Friday was like my second solo show in the comedy festival, and I'm competing against my friends, um, and so that's a really yucky feeling.
Yes, yes. You're like,
And so it's like you kind of don't want to win because you don't want to take away the
yeah,
win from,
your friends.
especially like, yeah, and like one of them was Eli Mathewson, who like I'd written 3 shows with
Really?
previously, and like we help each other with each other's shows. So it's like I don't want to.
I don't want to
And
beat
it's
you.
like, well, also like our shows were so like all of our shows are so different. So it's like, how do you compare them? And
Right.
so like the concept of the award is just like
Right.
quite a strange thing.
So yeah, it's kind of like how do we even get here?
Yeah,
So did you repeat years later in winning the reward, or was that the award, or
you
was
can
that?
only win it once.
Oh, you can only win it,
You can only,
really?
you can only win it once.
Oh, wow.
So you have to apply for it,
Okay.
and there's like certain criteria for it. And you can only apply for it twice. And so I applied for it then because it was like I was doing my second show. I'd kind of I could apply for it the next year after that, and that would be my final time. So it's I applied for it like 30 seconds before closing applicants.
30 seconds.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
because I was just like, I don't know. I might as well just put my hat in the ring.
Oh, that's awesome. So, and then you end up
Yeah.
winning. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So, you are also part of a comedy duo with I forget his last name, Ryan. I want to
Ryan
say
Richards.
thank you, Ryan Richards.
The
You and Cole.
two first names.
Yes, exactly, right, exactly. 2 first names. Ryan, you and Ryan are the duo called the Fuck Boys. How did that happen? And what is like working with a partner versus working alone for stand-up comedy?
I mean, so I've got like a lot of different like creative partnerships, which I'm very lucky. I think I tend to work better with someone.
Okay.
That means that it means you complete your projects.
Things get done.
Things get done.
Yep.
There's less self-doubt because you also like you're trying to meld each other's tastes together.
Right.
Ryan is they're all very different. Like so, like with Eli and me, is like Eli's very like good at like gag writing.
Right.
So he's like he's got a very clean mind. He'll spend ages thinking about something and then he'll write a perfect gag because he's spent the time. Whereas I'm very messy. I'm just like try out every idea. I guess it's like my improv background. But let's like put out every idea and then cycle it down to something that's hopefully good or original.
Okay. Like, please work.
Or hopefully original and good.
Like, please work.
Please be good.
Please work.
Unoriginal and good's fine too.
I know what I'm doing. I promise you.
Trust me. That was Ryan. He's just a very funny person. Like he is a character. He's the kind of person where everyone has they do like his mannerisms themselves, where it's just like
Right.
very addictive.
Yeah.
He's very I don't know how to describe him. he's he's neurotic,
Okay.
and he's like a puppy dog, and he wants everything to be perfect,
Mm,
and he gets kind of caught on ideas, and so it pushes me to be more of an editor, I guess,
gotcha.
and to try and a bit more of a director, which
Mm.
is good for me because it makes me decisive.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Okay. So part of your duo, you guys kind of sprinkle in like social commentary here and there.
Mm.
How do you keep that balance and still be funny? Because that can be
Uh,
kind of heavy sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the idea is like for us is to be as stupid as possible.
Mm,
And so we're just trying to find out ideas or observations that make us laugh.
mm.
That is stupid in the real world. And so like I think like things that I also just find funny are things that because we're two like white guys, it's like what they do so many stupid things.
Right.
Like they are a rich tapestry of comedy to make fun of.
So the
So it's
material
like
just keeps on coming.
yeah, and so like the social commentary is just like it comes very naturally because it's
Mhm.
like I'm literally just like going, like what, what is stupid about me? And a lot of things.
That's awesome. That's so funny.
Yeah,
When can we see you guys on the stage next? You and Ryan, actually.
doing live comedy.
Okay.
Um, we might do something this year or next year live, but we're doing the YouTube. We'll do some YouTube shorts.
Oh, awesome.
So we've got
Okay.
like 8 YouTube shorts coming out,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully mid-year. So far, there's 5 rough cuts
Okay.
with 3 more to come.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty zany.
They're pretty. Well, I think the shorts are working better for a lot of people than actual like long form. For some
It's just
strange
that,
reason.
yeah, I mean, like for like especially like my comedy,
Mm,
it's very physical, and
right.
with me and Ryan, our shows are like very fast paced.
Right.
It's kind of like Gilmore Girls kind of like dialogue, just like
Right.
very rapid fire,
Mm,
um, very like physical comedy bits, a lot of props.
mm-hmm.
It's very stressful
It's very
and
stressful.
exhausting. It's yeah, it's you're essentially going into an hour-long fever dream when you come to our
Oh,
shows.
that fever dream! Wow, that is
Yeah.
a description. Okay, so well, I've seen you on VLDL. Like I said, I kind of like look around for really obscure things because I'm weird, and so it's fair to say that you are kind of always been confident in front of the camera, or have
Hmm.
you had to learn to be confident in front of the camera?
Um, no, I have always been confident in front of the camera. I think it's a disassociation thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like I'm trying to play out an idea, or I'm trying to, because I'm focused on something else rather
Mhm.
than it's not me on the camera. It's this character does this, and
Right.
also because I've like trained in filmmaking, I've always like with my friends had a camera and made films, so it's like I know it's not about me,
Right.
or I don't see it as about me,
Mhm.
so I don't have that fright.
There's not that fear
That
of
makes
like.
sense.
It makes sense. It totally makes sense.
Yeah.
With your comfortability being in front of a camera and obviously doing YouTube shorts and being in this type of uh, media, do you plan on
Mm.
moving to TikTok or some other uh, type of media, or you plan on staying where you are with Twitch and YouTube?
Oh, I've never really thought about that. I mean, it's all kind of accidental. There's not a lot of planning with this.
Mhm.
But short films is kind of what I'm like,
Right.
the next stage, or what I'm like. So one of my other collaborators in Christchurch,
Mhm.
New Zealand, is Julian, who made like quite a few short films
Okay.
and like other content for like media outlets here. So we're just like trying to figure out how to make some more short films that
Okay.
we can like show internationally and things like that.
TikTok. I'm a
TikTok, yeah.
huge fan
Like,
of
mate,
weirdly enough, I hate TikTok and I love TikTok, but
yeah, no, I'm the same. I'm the
yeah.
same.
So it's always like
Sometimes I get you a good pocket and you're just like, oh,
yes.
now they know what I like.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're
Yeah.
in this weird doom spiral, and you're just like scrolling constantly, like, stop it, go to sleep,
Yeah.
you know.
What's the TikToks that you're into at the moment?
Right now, it is weirdly enough Korean mukbangs. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
It's this weird couple, like Korean thing where they're like mean to each other about food. I don't understand what it is. Like I don't understand what they're saying, but I'm fascinated. Like I will watch each and every one of them, and I don't know why. No clue, zero idea why I'm doing it. Just staring at two people. Like the husband's trying to steal his wife's food, and she's angry that he's eating too much. It's a thing. I don't get it. I don't get it. It makes zero sense. Like, look it up. It's the oddest thing, you know. So I don't get it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm into right now. Don't understand.
I love that.
It's bizarre.
You don't have to understand it. You don't have to understand it.
I think it's only TikTok because I've seen these type of things on Instagram. Don't watch it. Don't watch it at all. Yeah, don't watch it at all. Don't even look at it. Don't look for it. Just watch it on TikTok.
Like, I find like Instagram Reels and like you see like TikTok style. It's like no,
I don't want to see that. No,
no.
Like,
I go to TikTok for like.
For TikTok,
people being extreme cartoon, yeah,
like be your own thing. Stop copying. You know, you have directed in the past. You have at least 2 directing credits under your name for Randa and Hutton Was a Butterfly.
Oh, yeah.
With those, do you consider the role of director something that you would like to continue and get back into, or is it just those 2 and that's it?
No, I've directed quite a few things. So like a lot of different music videos. It tends to work out that I'll direct like 1 or 2 things a year. So with like the upcoming YouTube shorts with Fuka Boys, I've directed 1 of them. But also like just been like kind of I guess the showrunner for the whole thing. Yeah, I like directing. I'm directing something where I'm confident that I'm good at.
Really? Like, because you're good at acting, like you are, you know, like I said.
I'm a good comedy performer. I don't know if I'm a good actor.
Fair, okay. So I'll give you that. I don't. So, me, I said it in the beginning. I know you not only from VLDL, but because I look up obscure things. But I have to ask, how did the Thor Ragnarok happen? How did the Beerbot role come about? Like, was it like a spur of the moment thing? Did you go in and actually like read for it? Like, what happened?
Kind of. Well, I did Hunt for the Water People, which was Taika's film before that.
Okay.
And so I actually got that role when I was doing Fly or Die.
Okay.
And I think I got that role because of a short film that I had directed and wrote and was in for a competition around here that Taika saw and liked.
Okay.
And that's just purely me assuming that because the audition was me and 1 other guy who was a crew member on Hunt for the Water People. So
Okay.
like, feels like this is mine to lose.
I feel like you're setting me up to be all I could be, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, and I guess if I mess this up, then it's all completely my fault. But because Hunt for the Water People was like a low budget film, I think Taika just brought in as many of the actors from that into Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I did have to read for it, but it was like a character called the Secretary.
Okay.
Where I had to do some like a British accent.
Which is odd because you don't have any lines, or it wasn't edited out.
I did. There was a cutscene.
Okay. Okay.
And as I was doing the scene, I was like, "This is going to get cut." There's
What
no
made you think
way.
that?
Because it was pointless to the story. It was literally like bringing someone through a corridor. You're like, no way. This is
Like why would a beer bot do this? Doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I wasn't like originally the character wasn't even a beer bot.
Oh really?
It was like they showed the character design was like a baby face insect monster. And so I was like for like the scene that got cut, I was like on this like loft big plinth, so I was like 3 people high
Wow.
kind of monster vibes.
Oh my god.
Like talking to Tessa Thompson about what beer she might like. I was like,
That's awesome.
it was
That's
very, very surreal. Yeah.
So, did you ever find out why they wanted an actual person to play a machine, or like?
So I think with the original character design, it was because it was like a baby face with like multiple arms.
Okay.
So I had to get like all the different arms, and I think it's like one of those things where in big budget things in a way is like the scripts come through, and then as they're going on, they're like still editing them, and so by the time to get the set, they're like, oh, this character is now this.
Like, this character's now here. Hand the beer. Thank you.
Yeah, they're like, okay, we've got these 2 scenes, and I don't know about that big scene.
That's great.
I'm just great that I'm in the background.
I mean, look, everyone here knows. Excuse me, everyone here knows about you, and they're constantly, even in the chat, they're like, beer bot, beer bot. So, you know,
Hey, maybe Beerbot will come back.
who knows? I mean, we can make it popular and like make it a thing. So, totally should come back. You have a master's degree in screenwriting. Are there any works from your hand that we can expect soon?
As like, am I writing scripts at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm writing. So with Julian, I'm trying to write some short films. I've got some feature films I'm slowly plugging away at.
Okay.
I obviously Fuckboy is coming out. I've written all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much all of them with Ryan editing them. Yeah, so those will be the most immediate ones. And I'll be doing a short film. I do a short film competition here called 48 Hours. So that will be next weekend. I'll be writing and shooting the film.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, why a master's in screenwriting? Why not just go for a regular, like getting your master's in something is a lot. So why a master's in screenwriting specifically?
At that point, I had written and performed with like Eli and also just by myself, like 5 plays maybe.
Okay.
And so like some of them I went to, like me and Eli went to Edinburgh Festival. Reese Darby took us over, and so like we'd gotten quite a few awards. So it's like, oh, I'm getting quite good at this, but
Okay.
I would like to hone my skills more. And so it's just me kind of going, being 24 and being like, I guess this is the path I'm on.
Okay.
I better be a bit more serious about it.
Gotcha. So,
Yeah.
do you plan on going past your master's and getting like a doctorate in screenwriting, if there is a doctorate? No, he's like,
No.
nope, that's it, we're done. Absolutely not.
No.
He's like,
They've gotten all the money they can get out of me.
He's like, that is enough. You can keep your degree.
I'm still paying that baby off.
Believe me, I know how that feels when you're like paying
Yeah.
something off. You're like, God, why did I do this? You stream a lot on Twitch. You're known here as Hungry Peach Boy. Where did that name come from?
It's my initial is HP,
Okay.
and I think I was just eating a peach.
Really?
I was
So-
starting. I think it was like when Twitter was starting to become a thing. I was like, this is never going to catch on, and so I needed a username, and I just put Hungry Peach Boy in because I was like, that's kind of funny, and then all my handles became Hungry Peach Boy.
And
Again, there's no plan. There's
no
no
real
plan.
plan, no connection. Just like I'm HP.
I'm doing this.
I'm eating a peach because I'm hungry. Gotta work.
Yeah.
So why Twitch? Why did you use this as a medium to be an artist in front of the camera?
Lockdown.
Uh, Everybody says lockdown. It's like no one says, well, I found Twitch when it first started. No, it's lockdown.
Lockdown. Because like in Viva, Ron's the one who like found Twitch early on, which is probably why he's like the biggest Twitcher in that group.
Yeah.
Has the biggest audience in that group.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, I don't know, like for you, did you have like a plan when you started Twitch, or did you slowly find what Twitch was for you?
So for me, lockdown was a little different. I was, like I said, I'm a paramedic, and at the time I had just was a brand new, newly minted lieutenant, and I was in the street, so I needed something after a 12-hour day, multiple 12-hour days of horrible stuff to come home to something that wasn't that. And
Yes.
I accidentally found Twitch because I was watching a Viva episode, and they're like, "Did you know we stream on Twitch?" I'm like, "What the heck is Twitch?" Like, I think that one of the guys said that, like, "Did you know we stream on Twitch?" I'm like, "The hell is Twitch?" So that's how I ended up finding it, and then eventually I was like, "I can do that." So that's how I ended up doing it. This will be fun. This will be fun, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm not an actor, but you know, I'm kind of funny, I think. So
Yeah. So you made me laugh.
oh, that's awesome. Thank you. That makes me feel good. Okay, cool. Do you have any plans on expanding your Twitch channel beyond what you stream, basically with art and everything else?
Yeah, I have thought about it. Because I was thinking, I guess like I tend to think of like big brain things and then try to like pare it down because I get too ambitious.
Yeah, that can be a thing. Yeah, totally. Like I totally the same.
Yeah.
Totally. It's like I can do this. Let's do this. I mean, we talked about it earlier. Like I'm gonna be running around all weekend like a crazy person, but I digress. So.
Yeah. But I was thinking of like if I did my like a single YouTube thing, if it was like to be the kind of like my solo show's character, it would I guess be kind of like trying to do art or like an art vlogger, but then just kind of a sort of like I guess a slight parody of it.
Okay.
Of just like the existential crisis of being online. What does and so how to make that into like a YouTube or a TikTok kind of thing of just the weird relationship you have to have to a camera and
to
being
a camera.
yourself
And
but also trying to be and being like an expert but you don't feel like an expert.
Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Why are you listening to me? No idea what I'm talking about. So we had said before, like I watch you do art on your stream. Are you? Did you go to school to learn how to do art? Are you trained in art, in drawing and stuff like that?
I did go to fine art school, so that's where I did film.
Okay.
So like a lot of my films, so I did like 8 short films here, which are all pretty what you expect from someone who goes to art film. Pretty out there. But yeah, so I had some formal training. I did art all through high school and primary school. It's just been a constant doodler.
Okay.
So I love cartoons a lot.
Your style is very unique. Is it on purpose that your style is the way it is, or is it something that just kind of accidentally happened?
I guess accidentally and then on purpose.
Okay. Okay.
Because like I definitely remember in primary school, like doing art and like I like very much had my art style because it's like I drew comics since I was like 5 years old. And so I like had these like characters with these like realistic background things, and the teacher was like talking to my parents was like, why can't he just draw what the other kids are drawing? My dad's like, because he's just trying to be himself. And so I think it's that I think it's just like I'm just trying to draw the things that like I like.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
do you sell your the pieces that you make? Do you sell your art?
Yeah, I would sell little. Uh, the plan is I'm slowly setting up my Ko-fi.
Okay.
So I'll sell like little prints if people want them, but trying to keep it cheap.
Okay. Cheap is always good. So,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I mean, cheap is always good. Um, Everyone here knows you for multiple reasons, but I think people out in the universe know you from Viva Dirt League. How did you
Yes.
team up with that group, and how did you become a staple for them as an actor?
I teamed up with them through an audition.
Mm,
So James Watson, I think, is the reason, and he is a producer in Auckland who's like a big fan of like my live shows
mm,
and some of the little shorts I was making, and so he brought me in to do the audition for the Wrecked series that they were doing.
okay.
Um, and yeah, basically I went to the audition, and then at the end they're like, "Yeah, you basically got it."
Like, that'll work.
I was like, "No, you're perfect." And
How long
you're
did
the
that?
character. I was like, "Oh."
How did that process take? I mean, I know some people who are actors say that sometimes that process of reading for a role and then them calling you back, sometimes it takes a few hours or a few days. How long did that
Hmm.
process take for you?
For with the
Yeah,
audition with
with
Viva,
mm-hmm.
30 minutes.
30. They're like, "Yep, that works."
Yeah, and that's kind of how they work. They're just
Okay.
like, they're just like, it's like, we want this.
Hmm.
That's it. Great, done.
Done.
They don't take like reshoots. They don't
They don't do the
need to like,
whole. Can you do
yeah,
this?
they don't overthink things, which is insane for
Yeah, which
someone
is
like me.
kind of. I mean, if it works, it works. So,
Yeah.
how is acting with Viva different from what you have done before in the past?
Um, Similar in like in terms of like doing my own stuff, where it's like
Mm,
I am so like I'm pretty heavily improv trained.
okay.
Um, I've been doing professionally. It was like doing improv since I was like 18,
Oh wow. Okay.
19.
Hmm.
Um, so I've been like I basically have been doing like improv on a Friday night for almost 2 decades.
Wow.
So yeah, and as well as that, because I make my own films and I help other people make their films,
Okay.
uh, it's just a very natural process for me of terms of just like trying to make the idea the best it can be, a bit
Okay.
of a creative brain, but also like trying to like figure out what the performance needs.
Right.
So yeah, not too dissimilar to things. I think on like bigger projects where it's like uh sometimes it's just like just say the lines and leave, but with Viva it's a bit more fluid.
Oh really? Like
Yeah.
fluid how? Because I'm not an actor, so when you say that, to
Hmm.
me it's just like everything is just say the line and leave. Um, that's what I'm imagining. Like you say your lines, you do your thing, you correct the mistake, and then you move
Hmm.
on. So that's what I'm thinking, but I'm quite sure that's not the way it is. So when you say fluid, what do you mean?
Well, it depends on like this. So sometimes they'll kind of like because it's like they just kind of set up the camera and going like, oh yeah, this is where the scene will sit,
Mm-hmm.
um, and so it's like things will need to like change, and so sometimes you'll be doing the gag and be like, oh, this gag's been like done to death a little bit, like
Okay.
the skit has been done, or like this idea has been like mined. How can we make it a little bit different, or
Gotcha.
and things like that, and so we can kind of riff on that and then shoot it as is.
So when you go on set with Viva, do you know at any given day or any given um, portion of what they do, um, whether it's the board series or any other series that they do, my NPC man? Do you know who's directing that day, or are you more involved in it when it comes to your scene specifically?
Um, I mean, the three guys are basically roaming directors, so they
Mm-hmm.
all direct. So this depends on who's not in the scene. Will tend to be the one who's directing me. but it's also like quite collaborative. So
Okay.
it's I turn up and it's like we read the script. I'll read the script with whoever else is in the scene, and then we'll kind of discuss it with whoever's like kind of roaming as a director and build a scene from that.
Okay. Do they tend to pick your mind and your brain as an experienced director and actor?
I think it's like the roles can be quite malleable, so it's like I think they're just like looking for whatever makes sense for the idea or the
Gotcha.
scene.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
like everyone's ideas are pretty.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Book, you're gonna have to edit this out. I'm so sorry. I'm streaming. Okay. Bye. I love you.
This will happen with me as well. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. they're my niece and my mom and my nephew are leaving and going to my sister's house. So okay. Bye. Yay. So,
Alone time.
okay. Bye. Love you. Okay. Get out.
Love
So
you. Get out. Get out.
the a lot of your acting for Viva is comedy, obviously comedy because they're pretty comedy. 1 second, cut your hair. I thought you were just. Oh, he cut his
Well,
hair.
I wanted to shake it, then I had to pick from the list. So,
Okay. Are you unhappy?
kind of, yes.
I'm sorry. Okay. Bye. Love you. My nephew is 13 and he got his hair cut and he didn't want his hair cut, but okay.
Oh.
That sucks. I'm unhappy because it was very, very cute the other way. But okay, I digress.
No.
Okay. I don't like that. So,
Grow that hair back.
I don't like it. Oh man. Okay. Anyway, so the as I was saying, so they're pretty much a comedy troupe. They do a lot of comedy.
Yes.
Do they fulfill that part of your comedy stand-up soul, or is it purely just acting for you there?
Yeah, I'd say the comedy because I'm more. I think my brain lights up when I get to be active. Because it's like, yeah, I never planned on having actor as a career after my name.
Right.
So yeah, definitely the comedy part is what drives me.
Gotcha. That's good. So, your most famous role in Viva is Domino Grimm. Everybody wants Domino Grimm to come back. Was that character solely your creation, or was, with the exception of obviously the stats for D&D, which is like a Rob thing, but was that solely creation of your doing, or was that collaborative with everyone at the table?
I guess it's like, so the way it kind of worked with Rob is that I went around to his place and he just kind of explained what was missing from.
Mwah.
Oh.
Bye. That's my niece. Okay, bye. Say hi. Bye. Okay.
Bye. Cute. I've got 3 nieces now.
Yeah. Oh, come. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, these still need to right now. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. So that whole character, what was that? How did that happen?
So I'd go around to Rob, Rob's house, and this would explain what's missing. And then I guess I just kind of went, how can I make this more difficult? Because I needed a cleric, and I was like, as I desperately needed a cleric, I'm like, okay, well, let's raise the stakes and make this guy the worst cleric. And I basically just went for I was trying to figure out every option, picking Rob's around, like every option, like how can I make it harder?
Let's make it the worst thing they can possibly get, and put me in there.
The idea of just like they're desperate for a certain character that they have in their mind. How can I give them the complete opposite?
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. So the whole point of Domino Grimm was to troll the guys.
Yeah, just to make it difficult. Because it's like, no, you don't get, like, storytelling sucks when there's a silver bullet.
Yeah, of course. There's no conflict.
Yeah. I was like, how can I make it so that they have to work a bit harder?
And also like trying to figure out what is this guy about? Why? What is happening? Because it seemed like they were doing that a lot. Like, what is happening?
I think a lot of that as well is because the way that they did the sessions, or at least they did the sessions, was it's like an entire series would be done in a day.
Okay.
So an entire table session would be done in a day. So it's like, you're there for, I don't know, 8, 12 hours.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
And like a hot room.
Yeah.
And on that particular day, like the location we used, they hadn't taken out the trash. So it was like
Ooh.
stinky, there was flies. So like the concentration was
Like, minimal.
So I was just like, I can't remember. Like I was getting a headache. I was like, I can't remember who the hell my character is.
That's all. That sucks so bad. I'm so sorry. It also sucks that you didn't get to do that in the new studio. God, that blows.
I'll find some old trash. I'll start littering around.
He's just like, hey, I just came to say hi. Just tossing around.
Yeah.
How was playing D&D different from anything you've ever done?
It was cool because it's like I do a lot of improv, so like in a way there was like a comfortability for me in that of just like trying to work out what the games were, trying to work out what the relationships were, trying to figure out what my character was, trying to figure out how like as things changed, I was like, oh, because there's a lot we planned with that character, but then like something would happen and we're like, all right, that's gone. Right, that will make no sense now if my character does that. So I guess he's
like, I guess he's gonna be a dragon. Maybe?
Yeah, I guess he's not a dragon now. So I think it was like for me it was exciting of being able to feel discovery again, which I guess I haven't had in quite a while.
Gotcha. So since your time at the table, have you played D&D since?
No, I haven't.
Really?
I was going to join a group, but the scheduling became too difficult.
Okay, yeah. So, thinking back on what you did with Domino Graham, was there anything in the gameplay that you would have changed?
I guess at the beginning I would have been more bold with my decisions because I think I spent a lot, like the first kind of half of the first one, just trying to work out how it works. And just like, just knowing how much I can play.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what was your takeaway once your time at that table was done?
I really enjoyed just the world. I enjoyed once I knew that there was more freedom. So it's like I quite enjoyed like for like D&D. I think it's like a very strong game in being able to create surprising stories.
Yeah.
In a way that very few, even like improv, can't quite do because it's very. The rules can sometimes get in people's way.
Yeah.
But there's something very. I think I like enjoy the supportive nature of it, even if people are like doing negative things. It's still within support of each other's characters in the stories, and I think that's what's quite nice about it.
It is. I'm a huge D&D person, as everyone knows. Manny asks, it's a great question. How is it being their backup character and playing player and playing Bob and Confucius? Because when Ben had to get his surgery for his knee, you had to be his character, not only at the table but also the green screen. How did that help? How did that work? Actually,
because I think Byron's character is the one that I first had to do.
Yes.
Because he was away somewhere. That one I was full of nerves.
Really?
Because Byron's a very good actor, and so as soon as it goes, like his character has an accent. I was like, oh no.
Like, oh, crap. Like,
I was like, oh no. And so I was just going in and be like, well, I can't, like, I just have to, I think I got it like 2 days before. They told me 2 days before filming. So I was just like, I just have to go and work it out on the fly.
oh no. So, so did he help? Did Byron help you with his character, or was it like, not at all? He was just like, here you go.
I don't think he even knew that I was doing it. So I was just like, so that's part of the nerves. I was just like, oh man, is he gonna hate that? Like, I've taken his crafted character and just done this with it.
I mean, you did a great job. I loved it. But how was it doing playing Bob?
Really fun.
Really?
Fun because I knew that Ben wouldn't care what I did. And Ben's just like, let's do it. Yep.
I'm gonna have surgery. Go away.
Yeah.
Did he give you any? Did Ben give you any feedback at all? No. He just, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much for the sub down, Jen. I appreciate that. So, in your opinion, for what you do, whether it's stand-up comedy or acting, what personality trait or strength would someone need to work in your industry and be successful?
I think being a nice person really helps, because even if you're doing things by yourself, you have to work with people.
Gotcha.
So it's like you can't be someone who is too selfish, even if you're doing something that is inherently selfish. But I also think it's like you have to kind of also be very aware that failure is just part of what you're doing.
Right.
And you have to learn to fail well.
Fail well.
Because it's gonna just keep happening, and it's just part of the process.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how do you mitigate that feeling of like, crap, I didn't get this, or I did this completely the opposite of what I think should have happened? How do you get past that and work around it and make it better?
It's just all learning experiences. I think it's like acting specifically, I think it's just learning to ask more questions and just understanding that you are a player in a team.
Gotcha.
And so if you feel like, if you're in a sports team and you're not getting your goal kicks in or whatever, then you ask your teammates on how you can improve that. And it's just letting people know that you're not sure what you're doing, and just trusting that they are there to help you.
Okay. So when it came down to getting more and more roles with Viva and doing your other works, how did you be able to balance that? Because they have become very, very successful. And the more successful they come, the more time they're going to need from their actors. How are you going to be able to balance those two when that happens?
It's actually worked out that there's less time now, because they've become so successful. They're more regimented and when they shoot.
Okay.
So like previously, when it was like, I'll turn up and hold the camera for them. It's like, it was a bit more sporadic. So it's like, I'll be doing something and they're like, oh, can you come on Sunday at this random time and help us out?
Right.
With now, it's like you actually get to plan. Their success has meant it's easier to fit them in to my life. Yeah.
So, what's your favorite role with them?
That's a really good question. I'm not sure. Maybe it's Bored. Maybe it's Hamish from Bored, just because that's kind of been born out of my clown character, or my original clown character, who's very meek and gets himself into trouble. So it's like just a very easy easy thing to get into, whereas Fred or a lot of the other high energy ones is like quite hard on the voice.
Yeah.
And it's like, being an angry little man is exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
So, outside of Viva, what are your favorite things? Has been your favorite character or stand-up?
Oh, it's like what's been my favorite performances?
Yes.
I don't know. I love and loathe all of them. Because I guess for me, it's like it's always the process is the more interesting thing, and then I reckon my favorite performance is I did a show with my mum.
Okay. Oh, awesome.
Called Me and Ma, not to be confused with the country formerly known as Burma.
Myanmar.
Yeah. Just because the whole concept of the show is like she just comes out and the show is about our relationship, but it's also her story. So it's her son just trying to like MC her like relationship as a mother with the son, and so it's just a very open and kind of free show where I could be myself, which I don't normally do.
Oh, okay.
So it was quite relaxing.
Do you plan on repeating that? You plan on repeating something like that along those lines?
Maybe, yeah. I've got an idea for a stand-up show where I could do, well, because I've never done just a pure stand-up show.
Okay.
So a challenge for me is to do an hour of just storytelling stand-up.
Okay. Okay. So what is the difference then? Like, because I see you as a stand-up comedian. So if you've never done a pure stand-up comedian just by yourself 1 hour show, what's the difference between what you do now and doing that?
So like in the past, like my shows have been kind of more clown skit based. So it's like a lot of physical comedy. It's more about like the situation and playing out the situations. It's a bit more like, I guess, alt comedy, like classic kind of like Steve Martin kind of inspired sort of stand up.
Right.
As opposed to like what's instead of like a guy with a microphone.
Right.
But I've never done a show where it's just been me and a microphone. I move around too much.
I mean, comedians move around a lot on stage, but do you think that the first time you do it is going to be nerve-wracking, or do you think that you're just going to lean right into it and be completely natural?
Nerve-wracking.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it'll be audience expectations and changing the expectations will be the challenge.
I can see that. So,
yeah.
What is one piece of advice you'd give to someone starting out as an actor or a stand-up comedian?
Spend time knowing what you like and spend time trying out things that you might not like.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just like, just try to expand your taste when you're in any kind of creative field. Because I like the advice I got from my sculpture teacher in high school was you need to learn the rules in order to know how to break the rules. And so also thing is like you need to kind of know what it is that you love in order to know what it is that you are or want to be.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I like that a lot. So I always ask this question to all my guests, and some people kind of go, huh, and some people kind of run with it. But what is one of your biggest influences that most people have never ever heard of?
In terms of in which.
So the way I kind of put it is like a lot of people will say, well, my biggest influence is I don't know, Pat Stewart. But everyone knows who Pat Stewart is, you know. But what is a big influence in your life that no one's ever heard of?
I mean, probably my family. Would be a huge influence. My parents are pretty influential in like allowing me to be myself. which I'm very grateful for. Very supportive of me being maybe a little bit different to other children. And to just pursue pursue what my flights of fancies were. So I was very grateful for that.
Okay.
In terms of influences that people haven't heard of, I mean, the problem is I always think that people have heard of them, and then I find out they haven't. Do you know Rick Marl?
No.
So, do you know Blackadder?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
So Blackadder is a Ron Atkinson who plays Mr. Bean.
Okay.
His it's a sitcom in Britain.
Okay.
It's very good. But Rick Marl's a bit character in that, and he also has this duo called Bottom.
Okay.
Which was pretty influential for me. In terms of comics, Murray Ball in New Zealand is a big influence for me, who does Foot Rock Flats. Filmmakers, in terms of films, Playtime. I really enjoyed Playtime, which is a French clown movie, very influential. So maybe there's a couple of them.
So, if all this went away tomorrow, all the acting and the stand-up comedy and the duos that you do, if all that went away tomorrow, what would you be doing next?
In terms of creatively, or
In
just
terms
anything?
of just creatively, and also in terms of survival.
Yeah. Survival, I'd probably just do something like gardening. Probably do horticulture. Because I think that's also kind of creative. And it's easier to get a job doing it. Creatively, I mean, I'm always just going to be making, I can't stop.
Right.
I'm always going to be drawing. I'm always going to be writing. So I'll just be doing that.
Do you see, with your master's degree, do you see yourself ever teaching anywhere, teaching your craft, teaching either acting or stand-up comedy or art or writing?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of teaching for,
That's you.
partner. Sneaking out. I've done a lot of improv teaching. So, yeah, I can absolutely do that.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds cool. So other than all of this stuff that you do, all the art, everything else, what other games or things that you do for pastime, for fun?
Games I play, I tend to play strategy games.
Okay.
So I'm kind of more into the Age of Empires, the city simulators.
SimCity type of thing, yeah.
I like anything where I can, make something grow.
That's awesome. So do you ever have time to do it, or are you too busy now?
Pretty busy. I tend to get there's a lot of things I want to do. So yeah, drawing is the way that I relax. Reading, also even when I'm reading, that sparks ideas for me, and then I have to get a piece of paper out.
Right.
Gardening, I enjoy. Hanging out with friends.
After, I just want to go back to D&D a little bit. After that whole foray into D&D and watching the guys play their characters and them continuing on without you, and watching Rob and what he does, do you plan on bringing that to your channel, or bringing that further, being D&D further into your life, or any TTRPG for that matter?
I mean, I definitely think it's worth pursuing as a way to strengthen storytelling. I think it's, so I definitely could see that. Yeah, I guess it's if I could find friends who could do it, but it's hard to schedule. So.
Yeah. Always the schedule.
And I'm friends with comedians, so cats.
Like, let's see what happens. So, chat.
Yeah.
If you have any questions for Hamish, please put it in chat. Let me know right now. In the meantime, while we're waiting for questions to come in through the chat, tell everyone what we can expect from you in the future. You had a little bit of taste of what you said you're going to do, but what can we expect in the near future?
In the near future, well, I'm trying to do a lot of drawing, so I'm trying to my aim is at the end of the year to have like a comic done.
Ooh, nice.
I'll have my hopefully Ko-fi set up in the next couple of weeks, so if people like my doodles, they can buy them for like New Zealand $5.
Mm-hmm.
The Fuckboys YouTube will hopefully be out in then like 3 months ish.
Awesome. Okay, that's pretty soon.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Like
That's awesome.
I'm pretty harsh on myself. But yeah, everyone's done a good job on it.
Like I'm pretty harsh on myself, and it's gonna be really good. But oh my god! So do you have a little bit of nerves behind that? Like it sounds like you're like kind of nervous about what's about to come out, even though it sounds like it's gonna be awesome.
I'm always like curious to know, because the longer you do these things, the more you're gonna go, I have no idea how people react to things.
Yeah.
So it's like, especially because every time I have a tendency to try and do something very different, every time I start something new, and so it constantly is like resetting that, like, okay, so you liked what I did then,
Right.
I'm now gonna do the complete opposite. How do you feel about that?
Like I'm not gonna ever do that again. We're gonna do this instead. But I like that.
Yeah.
But can you do the thing again?
Yeah. So I'll be curious to see if people like the flavor of what this is. It's very quirky. It's very out there.
Well, since you like to do things going forward, do you have any plans to reprise any of your older things, older roles, stuff like that?
I guess like Fuckboys is kind of that, because like I've done 3-hour-long shows of Ryan, and like the character that I play a very manipulative prick. Like because Ryan is such like a puppy dog and such like a fountain of beauty, I play just like absolute darkness. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how people in a way that you don't see in Viva even.
Right. So Nerdwitch asks, you seem like a very quiet, level guy. Do you find it difficult to play characters like Fred, who have a very hot temper, or is it cathartic?
I don't know if it's cathartic. It's not cathartic. It's very. It's a bit tiring sometimes. But I also enjoy playing them because they are kind of a parody of what I don't like in people, or what I don't like seeing creep up in myself.
Are there any characters that you've played that you will never play again because you actually hate them? I have a D&D character that I absolutely abhor.
Yeah.
And
Who's the character?
So it's an NPC. Jesus Christ. It's an NPC that has this way of speaking and just never lets anyone get a word in edgewise. It's exhausting to play, you know.
Yeah.
It's a great character to have to throw your players off, but for some reason my players love the character. It's bizarre, and I've resisted bringing it into any of my other games so people never know the character, so they don't love it, so I never do it again.
Hide it in the cupboard.
Exactly. So do you have a character like that where you're just like, I know people love this character, but I can't stand it and I don't want to play it?
I've had it a few times. I've had it with the Fuckboys character in the live setting, just because it's like, you do 2 weeks of shows,
right?
And that's playing just like absolute prick does kind of get to you a little bit. But doing it in short bursts is like fine because I'm just trying to make my friend laugh.
Right.
Um, I think, like, weirdly, I think the fly or die kind of persona I don't think I'd bring back, because that was when I was like a little bit more baby-faced, and so playing like an innocent little boy kind of clown, cutesy little boy clown, is something that I physically can't do because I look like this now.
I mean, it could be a weird juxtaposition if you do it.
It just has a weird,
That's a
creepy
weird,
vibe to it.
yeah, that's a weird, creepy vibe. Never mind.
It's like, this is pure denial.
Like, is he okay? I don't think he's okay.
He's just in a constant state of midlife crisis.
I get it. There's some characters like I'm never doing it again. So
yeah, just because it's like it doesn't make any sense for me to do them anymore.
I mean, like I said, that character like not only was physically exhausted, but like broke my brain so many times. It's like, oh crap. But I get it.
Yeah.
So, if no one has just played Eugene's son, that's what Maddie says.
I mean, that'd be pretty funny.
No one has any more questions. We're gonna start heading out here. I always have my guests guide the raid. Is anyone that you would like to raid into?
Let me see who's online. No one's online.
Book says you probably look 12 years old without your beard.
I do look like a baby.
Really?
I do look like a baby. Do you have any go-to people you'd like to raid?
It seems like what's going on here today. So there's a lot of things going on. So we have We Geek Together, which we're gonna be doing a one-shot for that tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a second. And there's a bunch of people on the Playmat and Roll Positive Gaming. I have a lot of D&D people. Doom Fruit Art is on. Who else is doing art here? Anthony Wheeler is on.
So are the people that you're interviewing tomorrow on?
So tomorrow, we're doing a one-shot on my channel in support of We Geek Together. We Geek Together is a massive, over 1,000 player D&D game that is currently happening right now that Robert Hartley is helping out in, and he has set out a call to arms asking people to do this one shot in order to get supplies to the players who are fighting the BBEG in the main campaign. So we're going to do that tomorrow, and it's going to be really, really cool and epic. I've melded it into my homebrew world, so I'm kind of excited to do it, and I cannot wait. So yeah, that's happening right now. They're actually live on Twitch right now, so they're there. But yeah, and there's let's see, like I said, Anthony Wheeler's on, Doom Fruit Art is on, Babe Ross is on doing some art. Who else? There's a lot of people on this Friday, so totally up to you.
Babe Ross, because that's the last one I heard, and they're also on my page right now.
Awesome, so we'll just do Babe Ross.
I can see that it looks good.
Take a look here. They have only been off a little bit, so we're gonna do that. And hang on, let's get that raid going. All right. Thank you so much, Hamish, for hanging out with us. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed our chat, and I really appreciate you hanging out with us. That was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Easy peasy. Thank you for having me.
That's so much fun. Guys, check out Hamish's channel if you have not already. I'm quite sure a lot of you guys follow them. If you want to hang out tomorrow, I will be doing the one shot tomorrow in celebration of reaching 200 followers. We are well past that. We're at 290, and also in support of We Geek Together. And we're going to be doing the one shot with people in the who have volunteered in the chat. I'm excited to do it, so come hang out tomorrow. On Sunday, we're going to be interviewing who wants to be a so you want to be a DM. Justin, who is an amazing DM, and I can't wait to talk to them as well. So thank you as well, everyone. As always, it's always better to be kind than to be nice. And if you can't be good, please be careful. I will see you later. Bye.